So today I'm just going to do a stir fry for some lunch. So I have some broccoli cut into small little florets. I've got two stringless runner beans I've cut up. All the vegetables are washed, so remember that. I've got some mange too, some carrots that I've sliced up into thin little strips. I've got spring onion, and I've got some pak choy. I had a mind blank then. Pak choy. Now this is pork that I had left over from when I was making some dim sum. So all I've done here, normally I wouldn't cut the pork so tiny for this stir fry, but they were just left over from dim sum that I made. So you would normally just slice the pork up. I've marinated it in hoisin with some sesame seed oil, bit of soy sauce, and I've just mixed it all in, and it's been marinating with that because I've used it for dim sum. But instead of letting it go to waste, I'm going to use some of this in a stir fry. Now you can use chicken, sliced chicken. You can marinate it in char siu sauce or hoisin or some sesame seed oil and some Chinese 5 spice. It's entirely up to you. I will do other videos of stir fries for you. When you're washing a spring onion, you want to wash all through these bits, but also inside. So what I normally do is I do a little slit on each one of these. And then you can wash inside, because normally there's quite a bit of dirt in here. So just make sure everything's washed really thoroughly. And then with the pak choy, in case you've never seen one of these, it's a Chinese vegetable. What you do is you cut the end off like this, and then you can open it up and take the leaves off. And these will need washing thoroughly as well, because they get sort of dirt inside here and underneath. So I don't know if you can see that. So you need to give them a really good wash. And this center section, it will be hard. You won't be able to peel that anymore. You can just cut in half along there. So give those a thorough wash. So the spring onion, I've given it a wash. I've drained it upside down. So we normally cut, there'll be little off bits that you don't want at the top, so you would normally give those a snip. And this little section here, you'd cut off. And then you would just hold it together and just slice all the way down. Move your fingers. Don't worry if you're not very good at cutting, just take your time, go all the way down. And then when we reach this bit, some people will only use this top section, but I always cut all the way down the bottom and use all of the spring onion. Now the pak choy, so as I said, you need to give it a really good wash. So then I will just put them like this and just cut this section off. And then I will just cut it a bit smaller, so you can cut it into strips, or if you're making a soup, you might want to leave it this size. It's up to you. I'll just cut it straight down the middle. So then I have my stems, and then I have my leaves separate. Leave these ones here. That's the pak choy. Now I've washed my pepper. I only need half, so I'm just going to cut it along there. It will have seeds. You can just remove those with your fingers and tip them into the bowl of unwanted items. And I'll just cut along like this. I'm not too worried about having a few seeds in. If you are, just make sure you get them all out. So that's my pepper. I'll put that to the side. Now the broccoli, I did little florets. All you do is the broccoli will come all together. Is you just get your knife in between and just cut them off. And they've been washed as well. Now this is my pork. As I said, this was left over from dim sum, but you can buy this, I believe you can buy from big supermarkets, the char siu sauce, or I've actually put hoisin. There's different brands, but it's hoisin that I've used for this pork here. You can buy this, I think, from Chinese supermarkets. I'm not sure you can buy this from normal supermarkets yet, but I might be wrong, so just go and have a look. I've also got here, now if you have fresh garlic, fantastic. If you don't, then this is okay to use as well. Just the paste, it will just keep longer if you're not using it that often. Or we've also got some Chinese 5 spice and some ground ginger. If you have fresh ginger, fantastic. If you don't, you can just use a little bit of this. It's absolutely fine. When I was living on my own, I found that buying garlic and ginger, I just wasn't getting through enough of it, so I tended just to have these options. So normally I would use a wok to do my stir frying, but I'm just thinking what you may have. So I have a big frying pan here, the larger size, or there's this little one. So I'm going to use the little one because I believe that's what many of you will have if you're living on your own or cooking for one. So I'm going to try and do it in this one and we'll see what happens. So let's just pop the gas on. Put the pan on and let that heat up. Put some oil in. Swish it round the pan. Going to put a squirt of garlic in, about a teaspoon, some ginger, 5 spice, about half a teaspoon in there. Carrot and the stringless green beans. That and mix around, leave that to cook for a bit. Going to put now I'm not going to use all the pork, I'm just going to tip in a little bit of the pork. Push that down into I'm just breaking it up a little bit, push it down. My broccoli in. Peppers. just let that cook for a little while. So I've just had to put the extractor fan on, so that's why it may be a little noisy. So this has been cooking for a couple of minutes. Just moved it around a little. Then I'm going to put the mange too just on there. If you're finding it difficult because the pan's getting quite full, you can use 2 of these. Now I had some boiled water, I put the kettle on. I'm just going to pour a little bit of that in because instead of adding more oil to try and cook, we don't want to do that. We just add a drop of water. Just let that bubble away. I'm going to put the actual leaves from the pak choy on top. And we'll just let that cook for a few minutes. So this has been cooking for a few minutes. You can see how the leaves have wilted. So I'm just going to add some spring onion. Mix that in. And I'm going to add some chili flakes because I just love chili. And that is done. So I've turned off the gas. You can see all the veggies are done. You will find that you will get, the more you cook it, the more you will know when the vegetables are cooked. Obviously, I like the vegetables a bit crunchy, so they're not overdone and they're still a little bit firm. I don't like it when it's sort of like a bit soggy, so you have to do it to the way you would like to eat it. So good luck. I will serve this. Now this is probably enough for 2. Well, it's definitely enough for 2. You can have it with some rice or some noodles. Just pop it on top. It's just an easy way of trying to get all your vitamins in you. So there you have it. Vegetable stir fry with pork, and I've just served it with some rice. So good luck, give it a go. If you're using different meat, that's absolutely fine. Chicken, turkey, pork. You could even slice up some bacon and use that. Just remember to cut the meat thinly because you want to make sure it cooks in time. So the thinner you can cut it, the better. And make sure your vegetables, so for example, if you're using cauliflower or broccoli, just make sure they're cut into little florets and that will help it cook. You can always add other vegetables, take away what you don't like. It's just a rough guide on how to do a stir fry. So good luck, give it a go. To finish off, you may want to put a tiny bit of sesame oil on top just for the flavour, but that's not really necessary.